Oh, I am frozen. Whoopsie. All right. I'll keep my head on this side. I don't want to keep switching it. All right, press the A button. Ah! So, yeah. Maya's still missing. That's all we know. And On Guard and Adrian Andrews are hella sus. But according to how this game goes, I don't think they did it specifically. So yeah. But we are at the trial. I think the first day of the trial. Oop. So March 22nd, 9:47 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Adrian did it? That's what it looks like. I don't think she did it. Because that's how these games work. Because, I don't know, it's still, like, we're at the first day of the trial also. There's no fucking way. That's what it looks like. Dude, no way. That woman couldn't do anything like that. In court today, there will be a mountain of evidence that will implicate you. A mountain of evidence? I am certain there is someone out there trying very hard to pin this whole thing on you. Please, Mr. Lawyer. Dude, like I said yesterday, I'm refreshing like a spring breeze. Alright? I can't let any sort of scandal ruin that. I understand. Well, it's almost time. Who? Oh, it's Mia! Mia. We must get a complete acquittal today. I know. But I can't focus on Maya's situation right now. Or Pearl's either. No matter what, I have to focus on winning this case by the end of the day. Indeed. Well, let's get going. Beep, beep, beep. It's him. Beep. This is Wright. Good morning. This is it, Mr. Attorney. The day of the trial. Maya, she's unharmed, right? Well, when I checked on her earlier this morning, she seemed a bit, how shall we say, tired. Yeah, she went an hour without food. She was dying. Don't worry. People don't die that easily. I mean, that's true. Ugh, I have a hair stuck in my lip. Did I get it? Okay. Besides, what you really should be concentrating on is winning today's trial. Grr. Phoenix. For my sake, as well as yours, you must win today's trial. Where's my hair? Which is why I sent you a little present this morning. Present? What in the world would you want to give me? We haven't gotten a present. You'll figure it out once the trial starts. And even if you don't like my gift, I expect you to graciously accept it and win the day's contest, if you please. Wait! Oh. Okay. Well... The kidnapper sent me a present. Mr. Lawyer Dude? Who is that? No one. It has nothing to do with you. So forget you heard anything. Dude, did your nose just get longer? I mean, he's an attorney. It's miles long. 10 a.m. sharp. Court is now in session for the trial of Matt on guard. Are the prosecution and defense ready? The defense is ready, Your Honor. Who's supposed to be over there? Edgeworth? I say. Oh, it's Karma. I say, Mr. Wright. What happened to Miss Von Karma? I don't know, Your Honor. Why are you getting mad at me? Your Honor! Please be quiet, bailiff. Court is in session. If you must tell me something, please keep it brief. Now then, what is it? Prosecutor Von Karma has... Oh, shit. This morning, Miss Von Karma was shot by an unknown gunman. Didn't her dad get shot too? Oh, shit. What? Shot? Ouchies. Somehow, I think this is the present that man was talking about. His present? Miss Von Karma is one of the top prosecutors in the country at the moment. If she were to disappear, it would be to your advantage. This is totally insane. Jesus Christ. Miss Von Karma, is she alright? I don't have that answer. She's alive and in stable condition. Oh wait, who was that? Oh. That's good. Phew. You're... Oh, okay. I was right, kind of. Your Honor. Oh. This guy. Due to the circumstances, Miss Francisca Von Karma cannot appear in court today. I, Miles Edgeworth, will be taking her place. The prosecution is ready. Naturally. Hey. Miss Von Karma was shot in her right shoulder and is currently undergoing surgery. Oh shit. I guess they gotta be quick for that. Infection and all. Luckily, I have looked this case over and am familiar with the details. The prosecution seeks to prove the guilt of Mr. Matt on guard. The court acknowledges the prosecution. Mr. Wright. No, mister. I finally found the answer I was struggling for on my long journey this past year. By the time this case comes to an end, you too will know the answer. Yes. Now then, the prosecution would like to call its first witness. Please bring Detective Gumshoe to the witness stand. Oh, Gumshoe. Witness, your name and occupation. Gumshoe and homeless. My name's Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm a detective down at the precinct for now. For now? After this trial's over, I'm supposed to turn in my badge, sir. Oh. Detective Gumshoe. This man is so pathetic. The prosecution has no need for a depressed witness. Lift your head up and face forward like a proud officer, Detective Dick Gumshoe. Yes, sir. Now, let's have your testimony. If we want to explore the various facets of this case, we must start with that. Get ready, Phoenix. This is going to be one very rough fight. Yeah. It would have to be with Edgeworth as my opponent. The answer he was struggling for. Interesting. Show me this answer you finally found, Edgeworth. This murder happened after the Heroes Award ceremony, sir. I always lose Gumshoe's voice. I'll find it eventually. The victim, Huang Korea, was found dead in his hotel room. After looking into the cause of death, we believe he was definitely murdered, sir. At first, we thought there was something suspicious about the empty guitar case. However, we found out that the guitar case he had nothing to do with the murder. Okay. How did they know that? So, after the award ceremony ended. God damn it! This man's voice always makes me yawn. The victim was alone in his room. Yes, sir. Both the victim and defendant were alone in their room, sir. I see. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Objection! Okay. Would you please give us a brief timeline of what happened after the ceremony? Okay, pal. The ceremony started at 6 p.m. Beans, what? Why are you crying? Oh, goodness, Beans. Let me get her. It's the babies. It's the babies. It's the baby Beans. Right? Is this what you wanted? Attention? For you to rest your head in my hand like you always do? She will fall asleep here if she wants to. Okay. What is it, kitties? What is it, kitties? Just pet their face. She seems to like it, though. Rub her. Maybe. Okay, Beans. What is it? What is it? Okay, let me try to hold you like this. It ended around 8 p.m., and then there was a short break. A special post-ceremony show was supposed to start in the lobby 30 minutes later. And that's when the victim's body was found, correct? Hey, don't you know don't you want to know about the victim's body? Okay, what? Go, bye. Farewell. I think she wants to go back outside to play, but I don't want to go back outside to play. There's too many mosquitoes. Okay, that's when the victim's body was found. Oh, nope. Correct? Which is to say, the murder occurred during that 30-minute break period. Please continue with your testimony, Detective. Alright. Hold it. The person who discovered the victim's body was Adrian Andrews, correct? Yeah. Who is this Adrian Andrews you're talking about? She's the defendant, Matt Unguard's manager. She's a pretty lady, sir. Ah, so she's a pretty lady. The fucking judge, shut up. I hate this man. I wonder if she will grace us with her presence. Then the post-ceremony show was about to start. She went to get Mr. Ungard. After visiting his room, she went to the victim's room to get him for the show, sir. I see. And that's when she found the victim's body. So did Adrian, like, self-report or something? The cause of death. Wasn't that because Mr. Kurita was stabbed in the chest? Obviously no. Only a careless amateur would believe something so brainless as that, pal. Pal. Take a good hard look at the crime photo. Now, real pro's attention would be drawn here to this bandana. Banana. Was it banana or bandana? Oh, Christ. Banana. Okay. I thought I was having a stroke. Okay, his bandana, sir. That's the thing wrapped tightly around his neck, sir. Oh, yes, I see. His banana-scented bandana. Then what about the knife? It seemed to have been stuck in the victim's chest on purpose after his death. We have a crafty murderer on our hands here. Ew. Hold it! And why did you think that? Because it was empty, pal. The German ninja doesn't go anywhere without his bright red guitar. We couldn't find it anywhere at the scene of the crime. Oh, then what about this theory? It grew legs, and then it flew away. Basically. That's basically the same thing which just happened. A fan really wanted the guitar and did the crime to get it. How's that? It grew legs and it flew away. But we thought of that too, but the only fingerprints on the guitar case were the victims. Only the victims, huh? No, Beans. No. Being silly. Beans. No. She's so sad. I see. So much for my theory, then. Nothing to do with the moida. What convinced you it had nothing to do with the case? The guitar wasn't at the Gatewater Hotel that night. Well then, where was it? Wright guitar was eventually found at the TV studio. The victim, Juan Crida, had apparently only taken the case with him, sir. So you mean he forgot to put the guitar inside the case? Then what was in the case that made someone think something was in there? If that is the case. What is the case? Yes, sir. Even when he was on stage for the ceremony, he didn't have his guitar. So that guitar case was empty even before he got to the hotel. Yeah, that's right. So it really had nothing to do with the case after all. I believe that is enough. Shut up, Edgeworth. First, the victim was choked to death with his bandana. Then, after the victim was dead, the killer deliberately stabbed him with a knife. Which brings me to my next point. Why, then, did the police arrest Matt on guard? Because there was a reason enough to suspect him. Here it comes. Looks like Edgeworth's back in full swing. Very well. Detective Gumshoe, please testify about this matter. Yes, sir. Well, okay. Didn't need to get blah, 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 whatever. Vanguard and Juan Crida were huge rivals with each other. They each thought the other guy was in his way. That's motive enough in my book. As for evidence, there's the Jammin' Ninja's button. It was ripped off of the ninja's costume and found in Mr. On-Guard's hakama. The defendant's fingerprints were also all over the knife. The defendant brought the knife for the crime, which makes this premeditated murder. Oh shit. So the defendant's fingerprints were found on the knife used in the stabbing. It was sort of sticky on the handle, so the fingerprints came out pretty clearly, sir. Okie dokie. And there's this button. That was found in the defendant's clothes, was it? And this butt was also covered in blood? Yes. We know that the blood on it is the victim's blood, sir. What? Oopsie. All of this points very, very clearly to the defendant, doesn't it? Yes, it most certainly does, Your Honor. Ready to give in yet, Wright? Didn't we talk about this last time of how we need to win this case today, Edgeworth? I'll find a hole in your argument somehow. You can press as hard as you'd like. Just hurry up with your usual pointless questions. Grr. Phoenix is in a growly mood today, apparently. But in terms of popularity, Mr. On Guard won, did he not? Yeah, Mr. On Guard's the Coca-Cola and Korea's Pepsi, unfortunately. Although I can't drink full sugar sodas, so I do not look at Pepsi. Diet Pepsi, I would rather drink watered down Sprite Zero than Diet Pepsi. Like, God, it's a sin against nature. Like, I would rather drink a full sugar soda and feel weird for a couple hours. No, I just don't get the soda. Yeah. Diet Pepsi sucks. That's the end of the story. Yeah, but you know what's ironic, pal? Juan Korea was always one step behind Mr. On Guard and everything. This year it seemed like he'd finally caught up, ready for the big final showdown. But Mr. Korea lost the Grand Prix in the end. That's too bad. Sorry. Help me. This man. I think it's because I use a lot of oxygen with the liver voice. And yeah, you tend to yawn if you're oxygen deprived a little bit. That's too bad. He must have been, yeah, that. Somehow Edgeworth's a little better. I use less diaphragm. Wait just 1 second here. Mr. On Guard was beating Mr. Krita in the popularity polls. Well, yeah, I guess, but... Which means that in the defendant's eyes, the victim was not a rival at all. Which means he had no motive to kill at all. Okay, Phoenix. Yes, I quite agree. Judge... Well, detective? It's not... Well... I guess if you put it that way, then yeah, the defendant would have had no motive. Objection! Detective, I'm beginning... Sorry. I'm beginning to see why you were fired. No, not you too, Mr. Edward, sir. That's... I look forward to your... I look forward to your pension negotiations. No! Poor Gumshoe. No. No, not my poor pension, too. Detective, if you value money, I suggest you proceed. Yes, sir. We could talk about my pension later, sir. What about what I was saying? Hello? Anyone?
Hold it!
Do you have any proof that button belonged to the victim? Huh? What do you mean, pal? Oh, let me put it this way. I'm asking if you have any evidence to back up your claim that this button was ripped off the Jammin' Ninja's costume. Huh? Can't you tell by just looking at it? I mean, they mass-produce buttons, I guess. And the victim's blood is on it. Anyone could have smeared that blood on there afterward. Mr. Edgeworth, help me, sir. Alright, I knew it has to be this piece of evidence. Now to reel this one in. Thread. Huh? The button was attached to the costume by a thread, obviously. And that thread snapped when the button was torn off. If you match up the ends of the thread... Okay, I'm like, how... it's not a puzzle. It's not gonna fit like that. Okay. If you match up the ends of the thread on the costume with the thread on the button, it's a perfect match. But is there a spot that's missing a button on a costume that we can point at and be like, hey, that's this button here that's on like the whatever, the shoulder pad or something. Yeah, that's it. They're a perfect match, pal. Erk. That's Edgeworth. That's... That's Edgeworth for you. Never misses a beat. Ripped off.
Hold it!
When was this button found? Pretty soon after the body was found, when we rounded everyone up who knew Mr. Korea. And when we did a search on them all, that's when we found the button. So it was almost immediately after the murder. The police didn't have the free time to lollygag and play tricks, unlike some people. Hey, what is he trying to say about me here?
Hold it!
How are the fingerprints arranged on the knife? Huh? What do you mean, pal? By examining the fingerprints, you can determine how the defendant held the knife. For example, did he hold it normally or overhand? Oh, is that what you meant? Well, we didn't actually think of that. I can't believe the bumbling of this department. I mean, damn it, Gumshoe. Hopeless. Were you paying attention to the testimony, Mr. Wright? The defendant's fingerprints were all over the knife. There's no way to determine how the knife was held at the moment of the murder. So is the defendant the owner of this knife then? There is no way this was a premeditated murder, even if he bought the knife. Sorry, pal. This isn't some pocket knife. It doesn't fold, so it's not great for walking around with either. Alright. Well, this is not good. If the prosecution can prove it was a premeditated murder, we're done for. Phoenix. Yes? There's something very interesting about what the detective said just now. Think carefully before it's too late. A button covered in the victim's blood, and a knife with on-guard's fingerprints. Be grateful. If the judge were more rash, he would already pounded the gavel in closing. We're still in a world of trouble. Well, before any battle, you must find your enemy's weakness. So let's find the weakness in this testimony, no matter how small it may be. Okay, Phoenix? Okie dokie. Button all over the knife. On guards, fingerprints, autopsy reports. Jeez. Okay, let me save here. I guess this... Like, why would she have poured a glass of tomato juice if she had just murdered someone, I guess? Nope. Nope. Never happened. Bought. Oh, he bought it. They bought it. Okay, no. It's clearly a hotel knife. Okay, yeah. Wait a second. What? So the basis of your argument that this was a premeditated murder is simply that my client bought a knife beforehand? That's right, pal. The defendant did not buy this knife. Huh? Take a good look at the handle of this knife, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Huh? It has a Gatewater seal set into the handle. Gatewater? I think I've heard that name somewhere before. Gumshoe. That's the name of the hotel. The Gatewater Hotel. Totally not the Watergate. Uh-oh. The murder knife was actually property of the hotel. Which means this murder was not premeditated. Yes, that is very true. This is a very big... what is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm sorry, but the defense is simply too careless. What? I think whether the crime was premeditated or not has already been determined. How so? How so? I admit this knife is hotel property. There is no one currently on the police force that is dumb enough not to realize this. Currently. But I didn't know. Oh, poor Gumshoe. The question is, where did this knife come from? Well, why, that's obvious. It came from the victim, Mr. Karitha's room. Sorry, Your Honor, but that is incorrect. The victim ate a last meal before he was murdered. With that being the case, I would like to draw the court's attention to what is on top of the table. There's a knife and a fork on the table. Oh. And then, where in the world did this knife come from? If it pleases the court, I would like for us to recall the room of the defendant, Mr. Matt Ungard. Especially what was on top of his table. There is something missing. Perhaps it is a single knife. Ooh. We investigated the leftover dishes for fingerprints. And while we were investigating, we came to the conclusion that Mr. Matt Ungard's knife was missing. Mr. Ungard had gone to the victim's room with a knife he had used during dinner. Why would he carry a knife on a visit? To kill, of course. And with that, I believe the prosecution has proven this was a premeditated murder. Okay. Okay. Amazing, Mr. Richard. Absolutely brilliant. A brilliantly clear deduction. It seems like Edgeworth had this planned from the very beginning. This must be one of those traps, and I walked headlong into it. A murder weapon with fingerprints, and a button from the victim's costume. There is quite a sizable amount of evidence here. I can safely say that any further deliberation is a waste of Your Honor's time. Although, I wouldn't mind if the defense were to present evidence on not yet shown to the court. Evidence not yet shown? He means evidence that the court hasn't seen yet. In other words, new evidence. Hold up. What does the defense have to say about this, Mr. Wright? Well, Phoenix, the judge is favoring the prosecution right now. If we answer with something wrong here. Oh. Okay. Do not fuck this up. That gavel of his will be ringing out. That gavel of his will be ringing out to the sound of our defeat. Mr. Wright, you have something important to add? Has this been turned into the court? Yes. I'm gonna say no. Actually, this has to be another trap. But if I don't say anything, they risk throwing out a bad piece of evidence. Looks like the defense isn't saying a peep on this one. Oh, shit. Never mind. Whoopsie daisy. I do, apparently. There's one. One piece of evidence that catches my attention. Something that this court has yet to see. Mr. Wright, I will say this one more time. I do not feel this trial needs to continue at all. However, I'm giving you one chance. Only one. Jesus Christ. What the judge is saying, Wright, is don't try pulling one of your usual bluffs here. Okay. If I mess this up, it's curtains for all of us. Now then, what is the important evidence that you must show to the court? I guess it's this thing. Evidence.
Take that!
Oh, did I? Nope. We are going back. Okay. I am. So wasn't this maybe?
Take that!
No. Crap. Okay, I actually need to take a bathroom break, so I will be back in just a short little bit. Alright, I am back. Alright. So I'm gonna try to present the transmitter. No, then. I'm gonna get it fucking right this time. Alright. This?
Take that!
No. No. Okay. Empty. Wine glass?
Take that!
Oh, okay. This is a wine glass, is it not? Please look at the photo of the crime scene one more time. The scene is a mess because of the victim's struggle against his assailant. The vase was broken. His makeup is all over the floor. These were all things that were at one point sitting on top of the dresser. Well, yes, I see your point. However, this glass that is sitting on top of the dresser is mysteriously untouched. The only thing that had not fallen over with everything else is this wine glass. This piece of evidence is more than strange enough to warrant further consideration. Well, what do y'all have to say? Oh, well, yes. It is a little peculiar. Yes, isn't it? I thought it was. You could stop looking at me with those puppy dog eyes of yours now. Mr. Edgeworth? What is it, Your Honor? Your opinion. You don't need my opinion. Because there is no special meaning to that glass. What? It is safe to say that the glass was set there after the crime took place. By the person who discovered the body, Adrian Andrews, for example. She could have easily been so shocked that she set the glass down without thinking. That does sound very plausible. Mr. Wright? Could Miss Andrews really have set that glass down without thinking? I gotta say there's no way, honestly. Because if you came into the room with the wine glass already, you would probably walked into a room and found somebody dead. You would probably drop the glass and it would be totally valid. And there's no way. If I appear weak here, the trial is over. I can look for my proof later. For now, I should trust my instinct and point with certainty. They just might fall for it if you're being thought-provoking enough. The defense would like to challenge the prosecution's theory. We would like to see something that proves it was Miss Andrews who set the cup on the table. You've turned the situation on its head yet again, as usual. Shut the fuck up, Judge. Mr. Edgeworth, do you have any proof to back up your claim? There's no way he has any. He's just bluffing. Unlike Mr. Wright, I never say anything unless I have the evidence to support it. What? You're not thinking hard enough today, Wright. Did you think this white wine glass escaped my notice? Then Of course, it has been thoroughly inspected for fingerprints. Fingerprints? There were only one set of fingerprints left on this wine glass. Only one? Well, whose were they? They are not the victims nor the defendants. Rather, they were one Adrian Andrews. What? That is why I said that the person who had discovered the body had left it there. Are we done here, Mr. Wright? Can't believe I fell into another trap. Miss Andrews was probably holding the glass when she went to see Mr. Carrillo. But upon seeing his dead body, she was stunned and set the glass down on the dresser. What you said just makes a lot of sense. Sure. Tisk, 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 tisk. Now you see, right? You can't change any parts of my scenario as it explains everything all too well. I'm gonna punch you in the face, Edgeworth. I've thought long and hard this past year about what it means to be a prosecutor. And from here on out, I will show you the answer I have to come to discover. Wait a second, Mr. Edgeworth. I think the prosecution has provided enough evidence for me to enter my verdict. Unfortunately, I cannot allow you to pass judgment yet. The prosecution has yet another witness we would like the court to hear from. Another witness? Yes. Let me fix this. Bailiff, bring in the next witness. What in the world is Mr. Edgeworth thinking? Okay. God damn it. Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation. Witness, your name. Rat-a-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat. I'm not pressing any buttons right for a while. Yeah. Gotcha. I wonder what happened to that composure he had. I wonder what happened to that calm composure he had earlier. Oh, Edgy boy. It's been, what, a year since we last met, hasn't it? You should be more happy to see me. I saw the report with her testimony, but who knew under that helmet, was the Wicked Witch of the witness stand. I tell you, this time I know what I'm supposed to do. So today I'm going to tell you anything and everything. Even things that don't have to do with that terrible crime. Shut the fuck up. Miss Witness, that terrible crime is all the court needs to know. Ooh. Shush. I'm talking to my dear Edgy Wedgie right now. Don't interrupt us, Gramps. Yes, madam. No. No. By all means, interrupt her, please. Anyway, witness, your testimony, please. It's true what they say, that youth are hot-headed nowadays. Not that I mind at all, Edgy. Now then, what should I start with? The witness was on the security detail at the hotel on the night of the murder. Is this correct, Miss Oldbag? It was a great job being able to see my dearie Juan. It was almost too much for my little heart to handle. You mean you were a fan of the victim? Look, everyone is crazy over that on guard, saying he's cute in a fresh way or something. But not me. I wouldn't say anything so silly. After all, I have no interest in a child like they're the same age. Oh. They're the same age. I'm only interested in the real man, Juan Carida. But those two are the same age. Anyway, as I was saying, I was pacing in front of his room that night. Very well. Please tell the court what you witnessed the night of the murder. Leave it to me, Edgy Poo. Ugh. I love how she suddenly gets like blush and eyeshadow. Anyway, after the award after the ceremony, I went to pace around in the hallway in front of his room. There was something I was interested in finding out, you know. Well, since I was on the job, I made sure to keep a good eye out the whole time. That's when someone showed up. It was a man coming out of poor Juan's room. It was on guard, not on guard. He was trying to sneak his way out of Juan's room. Did someone... Wait. Here. So, Mr. On Guard came out from the victim's room. See? It has to be him. He's the murderer. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. So, there's no way it could have been him, right?
Hold it!
Miss Oldbag, what was your post that night? On that night? The lobby. I was supposed to help set up the stage for that trifling show, and I refused to help. I'll have you know, it was for that lead-headed samurai show. Heh. I even took out a few of the nails. Jesus Christ, lady. You should get fired. Yeah, maybe it was a good thing the show didn't go on. Besides, that manager with the glasses seemed to be working hard at it without me. So I thought I'd take a break and spread my wings a little. And that's when you went to hang around the victim's door?
Hold it!
Something you were interested in? And just what was that? It's not some little thing I can just go around telling everyone, you know? It's top secret between me and Juan. And Edgy Poo, of course. Mr. Edgeworth, what is this thing she was interested in? I have no idea. I despise gossip, Your Honor. Gossip? But it should prove relevant. We can always have it appended to her testimony later. Looks like we should enforce it right now. What did the witness stay? And did the witness stay in the vicinity of the victim's door the entire time?
Hold it!
Oh? Then, would you tell us the number of people who went in and out of Mr. Kurida's room? I have no idea. I wasn't born so I could count things for people who didn't pay attention in class. Oh wait, wrong voice. That's why ever since I turned 20, I quit keeping track of how old I really am. How long has that been? Yes, well, that would explain why your age was not included in the report. In any case, the witness then saw someone, correct?
Hold it!
Who in the world was that? I'm not allowed to say. This sort of information has to be carefully guarded from the masses, Sonny. Fucking say it. I'm gonna punch you in the helmet. Oh. The man that came out of Juan's room, he was...
Yes? He was...
I'm too scared. I can't say his name out loud. Oh, what I wouldn't give to have Francisca's whip right about now. Well, I guess I can tell you since he was such a bad boy anyway. You saw my client? Are you sure about that? Yesy. Really? Annoying brat. When I say I saw someone, I saw that person. Why do I get a sense of deja vu? Maybe to avoid a repeat of last year, I should delve a bit further. Person's clothes. Please tell us the court about the man's clothes in more detail. What a troublesome man you are. Really, as if something like that matters. But it does. Now what was it? Oh yes, it was that thing.
What thing?
That gaudy thing he was always wearing, that racing jacket.
He was wearing that at the detention center too.
That thing's meant for nothing but seducing women out of their pantaloons. Men.
Right. So, Mr. Wright, was this testimony just not important or relevant in any way? Of course it was important, Your Honor.
Objection!
Oh. Then, what? Don't you see it, Edgeworth?
Your Honor, I request what the witness said about the jacket be appended to her testimony. I don't quite see where you're going with this, but all right, witness, please. Okay.
Hold it!
Yeah. Are you sure the defendant
Was wearing a racing jacket? What do you think? It's not like I've seen him in anything other than that horrible thing. I'm sure he was wearing it.
She's so sure of herself that it's the point of self-absorption.
She may not remember things or be mistaken here and there, but I don't think she's lying.
That's bad for us. Really bad.
But that's how the human mind is. It has the tendency to jump off topic. She's strayed onto a few interesting side topics. This time too, hasn't she?
But that's what makes her a sweet old lady, right? That's because you're not the one who has to question her. Here, let's... Because I think we present the tabloid.
Objection!
No. Nope. Since I was on the job...
Hold it!
Oh? Then you would... Oh, wait. She's like, I don't fucking know. The man... On guard... Hmm. Here, let me.
Hold it!
Here, let's. Something you're interested in? What was that? Okay. So. Guess the camera, maybe?
Objection!
No. Um. Maybe this thing?
Objection!
No. I feel like that's way off.
Hold it!
Yeah, let me press. I'm gonna try this again. Who in the world is that? I'm not allowed to say.
Hold it!
Son.
Hold it!
Let's try this again. Okay. Do I have to ask her other questions about the person? Sounds on the job.
Hold it!
Okay. Wait. Okay. Someone showed up. Here.
Objection!
You. Make sure to keep a good eye out.
Hold it!
Wait, okay, I I think she's lying about the jacket. Because wasn't he he was wearing his nickel samurai outfit, supposedly.
Objection!
Hey, okay. Miss Oldbag.
What? Don't say my name for no reason.
Do you know what this is?
Ah, it's button number 2. It's button number 2 on the Jammin' Ninja's costume.
Now I know she's an obsessed fan. She identified it in a single glance.
Give it here. Give it here. If you don't give it to me, I'll punish you with this. Rat-a-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat.
Oh, she really is a die-hard fan to want a button covered in blood. This button was discovered on Mr. Engarde's body during a full body search.
See? See? This button proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt. It was that rascal on guard.
It was caught up in the pleats of his nickel samurai hakama pants.
See? See? And on guard is the nickel samurai.
Wait. Yeah, no, it's the same fucking problem as last time with this batshit old lady. How many times do I have to teach you this lesson, old man? Okay, witness. Now, it may just be me, and I do have an active imagination. But just now, didn't you say that the defendant, not on guard, was wearing his usual racing jacket?
Ah, I'm so sorry. Sorry that you judge people based on what they wear. I wore the trendiest dress.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she's going off. I'm not. I'm pressing no buttons.
Rat-a-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat.
No, hold your tongue still for 1 second. So what you saw in actuality was not Mr. Engarde, the man, but Mr. Engarde, the nickel samurai?
But when you think about it,
Okay.
they're really one and the same anyway.
No, that's not how it works. Miss Old Man. Oh, old man. Miss Oldbag, this is a very important point we're talking about.
Edgy poo. Don't you think so too?
Well, it might be something worth considering. Oh wait, whoops, wrong voice. Just say it's important and agree with me for a change. Witness, think carefully and try to remember as much as you can before you testify.
All right, if you insist.
I should be the one sighing, not you.
On guard, on guard. Yes, now I remember. The nickel samurai. That's right. It was the nickel samurai that I saw. Yes, it would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. He had to go to that post-ceremony stage show right after the crime, you know. So he must have worn that nickel samurai costume when he was stabbing poor Juan.
Okay. I knew it. I knew you'd say he was inside that costume.
What? Did you think there could have been someone else inside that costume?
Don't be
a bad little boy thinking such rude things.
But the possibility does exist. youngins today. I told you there is no way it was anyone else.
How do you know that?
Because I said so. And then what I say is the truth. At least she's just as delightful a witness as she was a year ago.
Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Who I saw. Would you please get on with your testimony? Watch your language, young man. What sort of tone is that to take with an elder? My youthfulness isn't what it used to be, so you should forgive me for everything. If you keep on barking at me like that, I'll start singing at the top of my lungs. What? A striking figure by the sea. Standing all alone is he. He's the nickel samurai.
She's actually singing. Someone help my poor ears. Mr. Edgeworth, can you please do something about this racket?
Witness, I'll give you a piece of gum later if you'll be good and stick just to the facts. Okay, you promise, right? Right. I'll be sending the bill for the chewing gum to your office at a later date.
Remind me to send you a thank you note later too, Edgeworth, old chum. Be a little more careful with your testimony, please. Not too long ago, you said he was wearing his racing jacket, and now he's not?
Not too long ago? Then let me ask you this. When you were itty-bitty, what was your grand dream?
Huh? Yeah, exactly, huh?
What did you want to be when you grew up, whippersnapper?
My dream, huh? Well, I, wanted to be Judge Wagner, hero of the Judge Wagner, hero of the public's court. So what?
See? And look where you are now. You're not Judge Wagner, are you? Are you?
Well,
what I said earlier. Who puts any weight to things like that? The now is everything. I can't be responsible for the past.
Since when did court become theatrics over testimonies?
All that matters is that man was inside the costume. Isn't that enough?
And why would that be?
That way, no one could see his face, of course.
But there's still no advantage for him that I can see. In fact, you would think the costume would make him stand out all the more.
You are such an annoying child, you know that? You disagree with everything I say.
Isn't that what you're always doing to me?
I got it. Maybe it was more troublesome for him to change in and out of his costume.
Was there anyone else scheduled to appear at the post-ceremony show?
Well, all the contestants were supposed to go on stage in a friendly gesture thing.
And that included the Jima Ninja?
Of course it included him. That's why when On Guard came out of Dear Juan's room, I didn't give it a second thought.
I see.
Well, anyway.
So, let me ask you one last time. The person you saw, was it really the Nickel Samurai?
As showy as ever. Haven't I been saying that from the very beginning?
Can I throw the towel in yet?
You don't need to think too hard on this one. Huh? There's a contradiction in their testimony, and it's sitting in plain sight. The question is what that contradiction means for us. Well, I have to figure out what you're talking about first, but okay. It was the Nickel Samurai I saw. Would have been convenient. So he must have. So he must have worn that nickel samurai costume when he was stabbing Juan. Do I present this? Hold on. So
Objection!
no. Nope, 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 nope. So he must have worn that costume. This would be convenient. That's right. It was a nickel samurai I saw. A nickel samurai. She didn't. Yeah, she's not saying it's on guard. She's kind of doubling down on that it's the nickel samurai, and
Objection!
no. Nope.
Hold it!
So, all the contestants were supposed to go on stage. Very convenient. Like, this has to be the thing. I suppose. Okay, I think it's.
Objection!
Okay. Please take a look at this. Yeah, so it's a knife. Big deal. If you're trying to scare me with that, I'll have you know it won't work. No, that's not my intention at all. That's the knife that was used in the murder, correct? Your Honor, do you know why this piece of evidence is important to this case? You don't even have to ask. It's because the defendant's fingerprints are on it. Is that what you're driving at? That is exactly what I'm driving at. What are we driving at? And whose car are we driving? If Mr. On Guard was really in the nickel samurai costume at the time of the murder, then it's impossible for his fingerprints to have been left on the knife. Actually, he would have wiped all previous fingerprints on this knife right off. Oh, that's right. The nickel samurai wears gloves, doesn't he?
Objection!
He probably took his gloves off before he began the stabbing. Who would do that? Who in their right mind?
Objection!
And why would he do something like that? To leave his prints on the murder weapon? On purpose? There's no way he would do something like that. However, there is one possibility. Then let's hear your possibility. It's very simple. The defendant went to the victim's room while in costume as the Nickel Samurai. At that time, the defendant held no intent to murder. He was probably just going to relax and talk with the victim about the stage show. Which is why he took his gloves off. Which is why he took his gloves off. But the murder still did take place. It's well known that there's bad blood. There is bad blood between the defendant and the victim. Yes, I've heard that before. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say about Mr. Edgeworth's theory? So, let me get this straight. Edgeworth's theory goes like this. When the defendant went to the victim's room, he had no intention of killing him. Now, up to this point, are there any problem with this theory? Think about it one more time. I think I need a little more time on this one. So let me get this straight. Edgeworth's theory goes like this. When the defendant went to the victim's room, he had no intention of killing him. Now, up to this point, yes. Then why would he bring the knife? Yeah, this theory contradicts something in an earlier testimony. What are you blabbing about? Now, for argument's sake, let's suppose Mr. On Guard was the killer. If that's the case, I think it's impossible for the killer to have gone to the victim's rooms without intent. Because he brought the fucking knife with him.
Take that!
This knife. This was used by Mr. On Guard at dinner. Yes, we did establish that. Which means that if my client was, in fact, the killer, then he brought this knife with him when he went to visit Mr. Kurita. I suppose. However, you just said it yourself. At that time, the defendant held no intent to murder. If that were true, then why would he bring a knife? He wouldn't, would he? Which means, Mr. Edgeworth, your theory is flawed from supposition 1. Ooh. And one more thing. If the murderer was wearing the costume at the time of the murder, then there should be glove marks left on the knife. Which means the defendant's fingerprints shouldn't be all over it like bees on a hive. And that brings me to my final point. This knife was planted by the real killer to hide their identity and mislead us. Ho 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 ho. Order! Order, I say! Order in the court! Was this knife really planted by the killer? Why would the murderer do such a thing? I guess it could be either to hide a murder method. I think it's this one. It's to hide the way in which the murder was carried out, of course. But more of your nonsense. Take another good look at the autopsy report. The victim actually died from strangulation. The killer tried to hide his stabbing, try to hide this by stabbing a knife into the victim's chest. But doesn't the autopsy admit that the cause of death was strangulation? Well, yes, the real cause of death was easily discovered. Then I'd say the knife did a terrible job of concealing this fact. Oh. Well, what the hell? Was this knife really planted by the killer? Okay. Framing. It's to frame my client, Mr. On Guard, of course. To frame?
Objection!
Aren't you forcing the interpretation just a little bit too hard on this one?
Objection!
But we just established that the witness saw the nickel samurai in costume. And if that were true, then there shouldn't be a single fingerprint on this knife. Grr. Witness! Looks like I've made your life a teeny bit more difficult, huh, Edgy Poo?
Witness, did you or did you not really see the nickel samurai?
Well, I guess at first I might have forgotten, but... Are you saying you mixed up Mr. On Guard with the character... with the nickel samurai, his character on TV? But, I mean, I can't really do anything about that now. You... lady... Look, I was waiting around in front of their doors because, well, I wasn't waiting around for the nickel samurai, that's for sure. She wasn't waiting for the nickel samurai. Alright, then who were you waiting around for then? That's top secret to anyone outside of security.
I have a feeling you were waiting for Mr. Juan Corrida. Am I correct, witness?
Ha ha ha. The way you think, you are a sad amateur with a terrible case of nearsightedness.
Amateur? Me? What am I an amateur of?
So, Old Bag was waiting around in front of the victim's room. But it doesn't sound like she was waiting to catch a glimpse of Mr. Corrida. Maybe Phoenix. Maybe Old Bag was waiting around for that person. If it's who I think me is hinting at, it's certainly possible. Miss Old Bag. Oh, yeah. Do I present the tabloid or the person? I think it's gonna be... Yeah, Adrian.
Take that!
Who is this person? This is Adrian Andrews, Mr. OnGuard's manager. But why would the defendant's manager be in the victim's room? It seems that this is the latest rumor in circulation, Your Honor. Oh, this is... I see. The judge seems to be really into the article, if it could really be called such a thing. Then this manager with the initials AA, are you saying it's... Adrian Andrews, without a doubt. The witness thought so as well. Looks like you found me out. Well, that's fine. I could throw away this whole sworn to confidentiality stuff then. Witness? What in the world are you? Watch out, Phoenix. I've got a bad feeling about this. A very bad feeling. I've got some information. Some very secret information from a certain source. So that's why I was doing my own little investigation. In secret, of course. But what for? Oh, just for myself and personal reasons and all that. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, how will you proceed from here? I really don't want to do this. However, I can simply not let this point slide. I see. Very well then, witness, please testify about this secret information. Get ready. This is going to take the wind out of you youngins. Oh, what? I'm getting all these voices confused. Yeah. I'm sure we're all capable of handling this. Really, it's not like we're 10 years old. That OnGuard is one evil man. He thought he could ruin poor Juan by causing a huge scandal. So to do that, he sent his own manager to getting close with Juan. I cannot condone such dirty tricks, so I took action. Oh, and this is top secret. You got that? Nobody else but you and me know yet, okay? The fuck? The defendant sent his manager. What a deceitful topic for this court. What? Nobody's above gossip. And isn't there there a saying, the truth is never pleasant? Never heard that one before. Mr. Edgeworth, what about this Adrian Andrews person? Oh, we have looked into this matter and found that the truth the article proposes is in fact baseless gossip. But should this be true, then this proves that the defendant did bear ill will towards the victim. So this means I have to smash this rumor once and for all. Now then, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Be careful. The old bag seems rather excited right now. That's right. OnGuard is nothing but your average foul-mouthed youth. Well, as the old saying goes, you gotta burn old bags with fire. Time to fire up the afterburners and hit the highway to the danger zone. Danger zone!
Hold it!
You can't say something like that without proof. That's just slander. But it's true. That woman was getting intimate with poor Juan. Look, it says so right here, doesn't it? Manager to the stars, Miss A.A. But the name of the magazine this came from is Gossipland. What? Are you saying that gossip is just a pack of lies? What do you know? I suppose next you'll swear to me that news is 100% truth. Honestly, Sonny, you can't discriminate between the news and gossip.
Yes, discrimination is bad, Mr. Wright. Okay, there's, shut up. Okay. To do that. This is the one that grabbed my interest. Because I know Lotta knows. So how do I present the camera or her? Presenting the camera. Nope. So I might have to submit Lotta. Yeah, let me... Okay, let's just go through them again. A scandal? What do you mean by that? You're a dim-witted one, aren't you? You can't believe you don't know what a scandal is. Honestly, what are they teaching kids in middle schools these days? No, I wasn't asking what the word scandal means. Even I know that much. Well, that on-guard thought he could own a monopoly on popularity. So to do that. You don't have any proof that Mr. On-Guard did any such thing. You must be suffering from shock. The shock of hearing the truth. And now, since you're in so much shock, you can't do anything right. You're right, I can't do anything. But boy, do I wish I could do something about you. Alright then, Sonny, show me what you got. Can you show me proof that that on-guard didn't... Can you show me proof? Decline. So I don't have anything to offer. Then see? Just as I thought. You're blah, 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 blah. I hate you. So what do you mean I took action? Like I already told you, I was lying in wait close to the crime scene. Once that slimy woman came out of Juan's room, I was going to capture her and teach her a good lesson. Something you youngins need. You're going to teach her a good lesson?
I was going to make her eat the damaging beans of my ray gun. Like this.
No, stop!
Well, it's too bad that woman didn't come through the door that night. Wait. What? I'm a busy woman. Tea time with the kids is over. Secret information that no one else knows yet. If that's true, then how do you know this secret information? Huh? Well, that's because I'm a pro. Yes, that's it. It's a secret. Even if you drill a hole into my brain, you'll never find out. How in the world did that old bat... press further. Yeah, if you don't be a good girl and tell me where you got this secret information, you won't get to go home today. Edgy Poo, what are you doing? Help me. What do I have to do with this? Just do it for me. You'll get your reward. I don't want your reward, but you don't leave me much of a choice.
Objection!
The witness could have gotten her information from anywhere. Oh wait, I keep getting the voice. I'm tired now. I need water. It's supposed to be ice now. Dang it. Here, I got a small piece. It's even possible that it was spontaneously made up inside the witness. And it's possible that it was spontaneously made up inside the witness's head. And he lectures me on reckless blabbering. As long as we don't know where this information came from, it's quite a waste of time to focus on this line of questioning. Where did old bat get her inside information? There has to be something I can use to figure it out. Sounds like it's just another tidbit of gossip, doesn't it? But you can't just ignore it either. It makes your client look bad either way. Well, I don't think I heard anything really out of the ordinary just now. There has to be something we can catch her on. Yeah, and when I find it, I'm gonna press the heck out of it. Okay.
Objection!
No, that's still not. Like Lotta knows about this. She probably found out from Lotta. Condone.
Hold it!
Wasn't this the one that... Any proof? I'm not gonna let you push me around that easily. Heh, there's many a men who've said those exact words and paid dearly for them. Well, maybe you should brace yourself this time. I don't think there's proof.
Take that!
Okay, never mind then.
Hold it!
So, hang and wait. She comes to the door.
Hold it!
Yeah, let me read this again. Oh, this is where I present the... Okay. So no one else is supposed to know this secret information, correct? If that's true, then why do you know it, Miss Oldbag? What? Why are you looking at me like that? Stop that. Witness. I hate to say it, but this is how you came to acquire this secret info, isn't it? Here it is.
Take that!
The investigative photographer, Lotta Hart. Oh yes, I remember that mischievous girl. She reported that she had lost a certain note she had written to herself. She reported such a thing? On that piece of paper, she had written down some of her impressions about the relationship between the victim and Miss Andrews. What? Outrageous ideas, you say? No, I said impressions. Then everything written on this piece of paper is completely meaningless? Oh, ho, ho. Ah, that's it. That's the note. Ah. No, you see, this is something completely different. This is my top secret list of groceries to buy.
Then you're the one who took Miss Hart's note?
I'm a huge fan of wands, that's why. That infamous puffy-haired whippersnapper. She's working with that evil on guard. She said so herself. On guard. I'm his sidekick. She was so happy, smiling like a silly duck. I was only checking what she had written. Edgy Poo, you believe me, don't you? I was only trying to help out like the angel I am. It's only one little piece of paper. I've never taken anything else before. You really should come... You should really come with a supply of cheese to match your vintage wine. Yes.
Well, there's only a piece of paper. I suppose we can overlook this just this once.
She looks like she's really sorry. Should I forgive her? No. If I let up on her now, she'll get away. I will never let up on this woman. I have to find some way to inflict a deafening blow to the prosecution. Witness. You said that the only thing you stole was that note. Is this correct? Stole? Why don't you listen more carefully, you annoying brat? I saved this piece of paper from the terrible, lonely trash can, that's all. You're lying, damn it, and I can prove it. Are you putting my credibility under scrutiny again? Miss Oldbag. I don't believe that the note was the only thing you stole that night. The camera itself?
Take that!
Miss Oldbag. That note was with a camera inside its case, wasn't it?
Camera?
Yesterday, Lotta Hart was raising a huge stink over her camera. She kept saying something like, "My sweet blah 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 blah."
What? Witness!
What is it, Gramps? If you have the note, then it's only logical that you have the camera, too. Grr. Looks like you found me out again, Sonny. Is this the camera you're looking for?
You had it with you?
What? Even though I look like this, I'm still a person, you know. I still eat meals like you, fall in love, and borrow things from people.
I think your definition of borrow is a little off.
I saw that woman's business card, and that's when I noticed it said, Slimebag Celebrity photographer extraordinaire. Well, when I saw that, I had to know what sort of pictures she had taken. I'm a professional security guard. It's my business to know these things.
Bailiff, check this camera's photos. Hurry! We must examine them at once. Okay. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do we have?
There is only one photo that seems to be relevant to this case.
Please present it to the court. Those are some long pantaloons. This is the Nickel Samurai.
See? I told you. That's the guy I saw.
This proves that the witness was not lying earlier about this matter. What does all this mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
This photo by itself does not prove that the person in it is the defendant. However, in his own confession, Mr. Angari clearly stated that at the time of the murder, he was still in his Nickel Samurai costume.
If that's the case, then this Nickel Samurai is
the defendant.
How did it come to this? I think this brings us to the end. We have examined every piece of evidence thoroughly. Final comments, Mr. Wright? The court will consider them before we close. We're not closing. Do you agree? No. This photo, it's no. If I were to raise an objection here and blow it, then I would put his life in jeopardy. Can't make a mistake here. There's only one road out of this mess. This photo that Lada took, there's something strange. There's something strange with this photo. I knew this was coming, right? Your thoughts, Mr. Edgeworth?
I think we can all agree there's nothing strange with this photo. There's no way for the defense to debunk this photo, even with a bunker buster.
Debunk with a bunker buster? Is that what you're planning to do, Mr. Wright?
Anyway, please look at the photo one more time.
If you really believe you can find something wrong with this photo, then you should only need one chance, correct?
What is the one chance fuck-ups with this thing? Where in the heck did she take this photo from anyway? It's all out of focus. Why can't you take a good shot? Especially when it counts.
Now then, let's hear your objection.
Like, these pants are way too short, or way too long.
Take that!
I would like to direct the court's attention to this one area right here.
What are you pointing to? His ankles?
If you could see this person's ankles, that would be one thing. However, you can't.
And what does that mean?
The costume the costume person in this photo could not have been Mr. Ungard.
What's the meaning of this?
Objection!
I wonder if you would care to elaborate. With actual facts, that is. Let's take a look at the Nickel Samurai's poster. Ah, yep. Please pay particular attention to the area around the bottom of the hakama.
His socks. You can see his socks.
Exactly. However, in this photo, the Nickel Samurai is clearly holding his hakama up just to walk. There's only one explanation for this. The person inside the costume is clearly much shorter than the defendant. Alright, I think I've turned things around for myself this time. That's curious. Huh? What is? Edgeworth is unusually calm today. That's true. He's just letting the trial run itself, as if he's only along for the ride. Along for the ride? What do you mean by that? I can only guess that perhaps he doesn't feel under attack at all. He doesn't feel under attack? Then I haven't damaged his case at all? Mr. Edgeworth, where does this leave us? If the person in this photo is not mad on guard, then everything the prosecution has tried to prove has become meaningless. I figured it would come to this. What? Right. I have something I want to ask you. I think you have proven that the person inside this costume is not mad on guard. In that case, who is this a photo of? Who was the person wearing the nickel samurai costume? Did they keep saying that Adrian, like, oh, she's so small, she's so short, she's so little, she's just a little guy? Oh, it doesn't say anything. Don't stress out over this, Phoenix. It's very simple. What you should be focused on is Edward's attitude, don't you think? Yeah, why is he so calm? Jesus Christ. Mr. Wright, let me hear your thoughts. It's gotta be Adrian. I mean, she's dead. Adrian's not.
Take that!
Adrian Andrews. If you want to know who that nickel samurai is, it's none other than this woman. And why would you say it must be Miss Andrews? What in the world points you to her? For starters, she's short. Yeah, there you go. And she can freely move in and out of Mr. On Guard's room. Finally, she had dinner with Mr. On Guard that night. And how does that all add up? It means it makes it very easy for her to get a certain item. A certain knife with Mr. On Guard's fingerprints all over it. The knife that was used as a murder weapon. Why don't you say what it is you want, right? I have to do this now. It's my last chance to turn things around. The defense moves to indict Miss Andrews in the murder of Juan Corrida. It was Miss Andrews who tried to frame the defendant for the crime. Oh! Order, order, order! It looks like this trial has hit a most unexpected development. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. This court is issuing a subpoena for Miss Adrian Andrews. A verdict cannot be passed without first hearing her testimony. Alright, this is it. This is kind of bad for us. What do you mean? If Adrian Andrews is summoned to court as a witness, it means that the trial will go on for another day. One more day? Ugh! If I don't get a verdict today, then Maya... Now then, we shall set Miss Andrews' testimony for tomorrow. What am I supposed to do? The judge is about to adjourn the court. Objection, obviously. Now then.
Objection!
Please, Your Honor, continue the trial. You must pass a verdict today.
I can't do that. We cannot hear Miss Andrews' testimony. She's not.
I abhor wasting such valuable time.
Edgeworth?
Your Honor, I request that you please continue with today's trial.
But we cannot continue due to this unexpected development.
Tisk. Unexpected development? I think you underestimate me, Your Honor.
And what do you mean by that?
That Mr. Phoenix Wright would slave his way to subpoenaing Miss Adrian Andrews is all happening according to plan, even if Wright was a bit slow to catch on.
What? Did he want this? What is the meaning of your statement, Mr. Edgeworth?
Miss Adrian Andrews is currently waiting in the prosecution lobby. She is the next witness.
Everything was planned out in advance by that man? Somehow, I knew there was no way Edgeworth would overlook Miss Andrews. Looks like this battle is far from over.
Exactly.
Very well. We will call the next witness. However, before we proceed, we shall take a 10-minute recess. Please prepare your witness in that time, Mr. Edgeworth. The court will now take a 10-minute recess. Good lordy lord. Oh my god, okay. Jeez. That was a lot. Yes, and I'm gonna end things here for today because I need more water, apparently. But I also have to pee at the same time. So, instead of just eating ice, I will drink the water of life. And end things off here like I always do by saying good morning, good afternoon, good night, good luck, good riddance, and stay safe. And of course, save twice for good luck. And next stream will most likely be some more Tears of the Kingdom. I'm trying to alternate for now so I don't burn out too much like I did with Pokemon. I'm still kind of burned out on Pokemon. But I'm trying to make a Regulation G team. I don't know what I'm doing with it right now. But I will give y'all updates once it's ready, I guess. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.